And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, another Facebook Live on this lovely Tuesday. It's August something, whatever it is today. We'll go with that. And we are very fortunate, okay, from the lovely state of Arizona, from Sedona, straight from the center. It's the center vortex energy source of the complete universe. We have Nisreen Hawley. Welcome to the show. Oh, and I must add, number one agent in her office, too. All right. All right, Nisreen, let's start us off. Tell us a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, maybe how long you've been in Sedona, too.
Yeah, so I moved to Sedona in 1999, so I've been here in the Sedona Verde Valley area for 24 years. I got my license just 3 months after moving here, but basically I have two sections of my real estate career. I feel like we had I was married at the time. We had our own brokerage in 2008, and that general, craziness and the foreclosures and the real market.
REOs and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but and then after that, we had closed the brokerage and we had separated, and I came to Berkshire Hathaway office in 2017, and that's really, when my real estate career took off, because people started to see who I am and know who I am, and generally the support, from the office and the trainings and things like that were super helpful.
Awesome. Yeah, we love it. So, and tell them, I think they need to hear why. So you went to Sedona on vacation and you decided to go back and stay. Why?
Yes. So I went to Sedona on vacation a few times, but every time I was leave Sedona and I'd be driving out, I felt like I was leaving home and not like I was going home. So I moved from Las Vegas. So a completely different area, and lots of things I love about Las Vegas, of course, but it just had a totally different energy and feeling. And so when I would come back to Sedona, it just felt like home. And so I ended up
I every time I drive into Sedona, as soon as you get in close to town, you get off the highway and you're driving on whatever that route is, I can't think of it right now, but you're driving up and you start seeing all the wonderful sights, and it just has a very great, relaxing, but focused energy. And you can feel it when you get there too. It's really amazing.
Yeah, it's like a hug.
Yeah, right. It's like a virtual hug. All right. And, so let's get into it. So how are you doing this year? How's things going for you?
This year is great. I have closed 20 transactions so far. I'm just close to 16 million for the year. So it's been a decent start. Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's say you double that, which is very possible. Would that be your best year or close to one of your best years?
That would be, if I doubled that would be my best year. Yeah. I'm very close to, I'm only a couple of transactions away from, hitting last year.
So you're definitely gonna pass last year, which is great. Yeah. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and and that's the thing is that you were talking earlier about how your Berkshire Hathaway, and you got into it now the second time, the second part of your career. Tell us a little about that. Like, what things do you do, including social media and everything, in order to keep your business rolling the way it does?
So I did take some classes online that were free, basically through Facebook, blueprint classes, and I learned how to do these advertisements. So when I get a listing, my top secret marketing plan, the more people who see it, the faster it's going to sell, the more we're going to get for it. So I make a targeted ad, and people who are already looking for a house in Sedona on Zillow or homes.com or realtor.com are going to get dinged with that ad. And that's something now that, the company offers with the different programs to do the social media ads for you now. But when I started, that wasn't a thing. So I learned how to do that myself. And that was very helpful, because a good portion of my activity comes from online, and it's a good way to connect with your sphere. And my baking, for those that know me, I bake. So
Cupcake queen of the universe.
So sharing things that are not even necessarily real estate, but, showing up and having nice things for your open house, when you're meeting with the client, just bringing a box of pastries with you literally opens up a lot of doors. You show up with a bakery box, everyone wants you to come in.
Anyway, you're very popular. You're very popular. Like the last time I was there, you made those orange citrusy muffins that were cupcakes that were incredible. I had to have two, of course.
There you go. Yeah. So I've got it marked on the calendar that you're coming up again
In 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll figure out something different to make this time.
All right. I like the s'mores idea, like the one you were talking about earlier. Your last two gifts were s'mores. That sounds incredibly good.
Okay. S'mores it is.
More s'mores, more s'mores. All right. So I love the way you took it upon yourself to learn how to do the Facebook and the Instagram and the LinkedIn ads and all that kind of stuff. And now, like you said, the company offers it. But not only that, you do your business and you're professional and you got great repeat and referral business. You also use company tools, but you also have fun on social media, like your Instagram videos. And so tell us a little about that, because I know that I always watch them. I think they're awesome. And you're having fun, obviously, doing it too. It isn't just about real estate all the time.
It's not just about real estate. I mean, I think it's so important. There's a podcast I listen to from Simon Sinek called A Bit of Optimism. And one of the things that he says that I really believe is he doesn't like it when people say, oh, we work hard and we play hard. He said, that sounds terrible. Working hard and then playing hard doesn't sound healthy. He says, work smarter, play always. And that's really a great way to explain what I feel like I do and what I, teach the agents that I mentor. So we play and we have fun. I will call out one of our newest agents. He's 23, Isaiah Wright. You might have seen his video skipping at one of my open houses. So he was holding an open house for me. He made this video and it was so joy-filled and adorable, or totes adorbs, as the kids say. It was so cute, and everybody loved it, and Patrick shared it and Troy shared it and lots of people shared it because it's so happy. I mean, he didn't really show the features of the house or talk about real estate or talk about interest rates. He was just happy to be there, and he genuinely is. He was skipping to work. He's a jovial person, and people want to see that, and they want to call him up. He did get a lot of calls from that, and he actually has a pre-qualified buyer who called him up from that and said, hey, I already got pre-qualified. I don't have an agent yet. Can you show me these places? And he wouldn't have made that connection without loving what he does.
Right. It's very obvious he loves what he does. And he's obviously had a great mentor too. As a matter of fact, he just commented. I just saw him come across the screen here. I think he said something about the best in the business. He wasn't talking about me. He was talking about you. Right.
Well, so we have fun, and it comes across, I think, on our social media. I hope so, because we really, have a good time. The outtakes from some of the videos that Isaiah and the team and I have done, it's just a lot of laughing. We're just really having fun.
It looks like, it's obviously you guys are professional, but I think it's encouraging and nice to see that you can also have fun at the same time doing this job. And let's face it, that attracts a whole bunch of people, when they can tell, you lighten up the situation and you make it more fun for them. Isaiah, first thing I thought of when I saw it was, that dude covers a lot of ground while skipping. Like he's skipping at high speed.
That's a perfect hop skip he's got there. So
yeah, it works. And the thing is that it shows people that you're having fun. And the other thing is you have to be consistent with that kind of stuff, right? You got to be doing it all the time. And people always ask me, well, how do you come up with content? And I think once you get started, it's kind of easy. Like you just come up with this routine or flow or whatever, right? I know that you have your own, which is really cool.
Content can really be, anything. And it definitely doesn't have to be real estate, but people want to know who you are. And a good portion of what I get from, online is connecting with other realtors in other states that send me referrals, or within the state, because they maybe don't know this market. They're down in Phoenix and they, have somebody asking about Sedona. So they reach out to me because they've seen me online. And Sarah, I'm going to give Sarah Weller a shout out. She reached out to me and she told me the reason she reached out to me was because of my videos, because she said, you weren't just, pencil skirt and like all just facts. You look like a fun person and you look like a good match for my client. And so, yeah, you want that. You want the data driven, knowledgeable professional person, but you also want them to, be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Because real estate can be a lot of fun, especially you have a lot of people out there that are buying second homes and so forth too. It's like they're going up there to relax. They're going up there to know the area. It's important for you to know that and enjoy themselves at the same time.
Yeah, it's a really unique market. A lot of part-year residents.
Yeah, no, it's great, and it's great hiking too. I mean, it's that's what I did the week. I went up there for a 4-day weekend with my wife, and we hiked the whole place. It's gorgeous. There's no other way to say it. It is absolutely. You feel like you're in a movie walking around there.
Yeah.
All right, so I really appreciate that too. You're working with agents in there. You have your own. You guys are doing a tremendous job. Patrick, your manager, is incredibly good too. He's like super supportive, and he's fun too.
He is fun. Yeah.
Great sense of humor.
I mean, we have a rocking office, really.
Yeah.
It's such a great vibe. Everyone pitches in and sits each other's open houses, shares each other's, listings on social, and they're all very supportive. So, and that comes, from the top down. So
he's the fiddling realtor. I love it. He is a rock star because he was on tour with many awesome bands, and he's incredible at the violin.
He literally is a rock star.
He literally is a rock star. I'm a wannabe. He's actually a real one. All right. So so now I'm in the business, or I'm thinking about it, or I'm new. Give him your top 3 ideas to be a success in this business, please.
Okay. Yes. So I'm glad we have a chance to do this a couple times because there's just like way more than 3 things, obviously, that I want to tell agents. But
sure.
I would say know your market for sure. Know the numbers. Know what's happening. We've all seen somebody come from, out of our area and price something like they were using the magic 8 ball to price it, right? You have to know your neighborhoods, know your community, know what your average days on market are, know what's happened last year and this year. So pay attention and really get to know, your market. Otherwise you're doing a disservice, to your client.
Right. And, it's funny you say that too, because I'm doing success series this week, and I always tell them it starts with, even if they meet you at an open house, if they talk to you and they feel like the market and the situation and what's going on better, they want to work with you. If they talk to you and they don't get that feeling, why would they work with you? Right?
Right.
So it's such an important point. Okay, cool. That's number 1. Give us a couple more, please.
So I would say networking. And networking with other agents, outside of your brokerage, in your own market and outside of your market too. I think I see a lot of, I join a lot of Facebook groups with other realtors, and it's sort of like an ongoing forever, mastermind, because they're sharing ideas and a lot of it's very helpful, but there always is somebody that says, oh, well, this person shared my listing, or should I accept their friend request from these other realtors? And they want to, label them as competition. And I think really they need to bring them in collaboration, because they're the ones that are going to bring buyers for your listing, or, refer to you even in market. Sometimes I work the whole Verde Valley, and there are some agents that only work Sedona. So if they have something in Cottonwood, they will maybe send it to me on a referral. And I definitely appreciate that. And the only reason that happens is by cooperating with people. So I think it's very important to get with the like-minded agents in and out of your office and just talk about best practices and get new ideas. We started a little mastermind, and I've got agents from our Realty One group, from Caldwell Banker, from Russ Lyon Sotheby's, and from Remax. And we meet once a month, and we just talk about what we do. And it's super fun and helpful. Right.
And are those agents right in your marketplace or close to it, a lot of them?
Yes. Yeah. They're very good friends of mine. They're right in the Sedona Verde Valley market. Yeah.
Right. And if they become unhappy where they are, I'm working for Patrick right now. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I know you know. That's great. No, I love that idea. That's so awesome. And then, you guys are collaborating and you're working together and, that synergy just helps and you learn stuff all the time.
Oh yeah, I think that the first time we had a meeting, we weren't really sure what was going to happen, except that we were going to eat a lot of good food and talk about real estate. But everybody left learning something new that they didn't know before, and so we just kept it going now for a few months, and we just meet once a month. So.
Cool. I love it. All right, cool. Give us one more.
So the work smarter, not harder. That covers really a lot of ground, because there are a lot of things, as you talk about in Success Series, that you can do to become a successful agent. But sometimes if you try to do all of them, you might be spreading yourself too thin. So, focus on what you're good at is what I always tell my people, and just, pick your top 3 or top 5 things and really focus on those consistently. And just
okay, cool. No, I love it. No, it's true. It's true. And it's such a, it's such a great idea. And I love Simon Sinek too. I just listened to his latest book. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's in my Audible. But I love him. He's got a lot of great stuff. He's the one that does the Navy SEAL example, right? Is one of his examples.
Yeah, that one. And he says, and Sonia had just shared, Sonia from our group shared something with which I love, one of his videos where he says the human brain can't comprehend the negative. Right. And he talks about if you're skiing and you're looking at all these trees and you're thinking, don't hit a tree, don't hit a tree, don't hit a tree, you're going to hit a tree. You got to focus on the path in front of you, not the obstacles, but the end goal.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff there.
As I used to race, and when they train you in racing, you're looking from one gate to the other, or even in a car. I went to Vegas when my sons both the oldest two became old enough to drive. I took them to the track. You can rent a Ferrari, and that's what they teach you when you get on there, the professional racers. You look from one pylon to another because you're naturally going to stare where you're looking. So don't look where you don't want to go, especially when you're going 200 miles an hour.
I think when it comes to real estate, that is absolutely the perfect thing about what's happening with interest rates right now, because I will say there's a progression that I've seen. So buyers will come in, and they'll be like, what about the interest rates? Oh, my friend said it's not a good time to buy or whatever. But once they get through that process, because people are going to buy and sell regardless of whatever the market's doing, because they have to upsize or downsize or job transfer, whatever the reason is, once they get into that home that's a perfect match for them, guess what? They never mention the interest rate.
Right.
They call me up or they send me pictures of what they did to remodel the kitchen or how they love the home. Or my most recent closing called me this morning. It was very emotional and said, this really feels like home finally. Like I can breathe here. Didn't say a word about whatever the interest rate was.
Right.
So again, it's the trees or the path. Right.
Right. Choose the path, baby. Woo!
Because the rates will always change. That doesn't really, that's not the thing.
Yeah, but it's like you said, the human brain, can't focus on the negative. The positive right now is because our inventory is so tight. Your inventory is tight there too, right? Where as soon as the interest rates start to drop, it's going to become a feeding frenzy free-for-all. At least now you can pick the property you want and refinance later because you have less competition. There's a huge benefit with going out there and getting the home you want right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, our July numbers, it's a very small amount. For example, July 2022, I think we closed 49 homes. I mean, we're just a tiny market in Sedona proper, right?
Right.
In July 2023, it was 47 homes. So that's only a two house difference year over year. So we're in a little bit of a bubble here, but I think nationally is not a heck of a lot different when you look at the grand scheme of things. It's not, there's not a major fluctuation, but inventory is so low that there are more people being made than there are houses. So,
No, you're absolutely 100% correct. And the ones that are already made are living longer.
Yeah.
They're living a lot longer. And that's one of the things that from a retirement standpoint, I mean, you just think about that. You mentioned upsizing, side sizing, supersizing, whatever they're doing. I mean, it's just kind of gone on hold a little bit because of the rates. But even with the rates being the way they are, people are starting to get used to them. I mean, let's face it, 2.75, 3.5, that wasn't real rates. We'll probably never see them again. right?
Oh
So
yeah, that was not sustainable. And those people are part of the inventory issues. They're not going to sell. I mean, I just bought a house myself, and I'm not going to sell the house I have right now. I'm going to keep it as a rental because it is 2.75. So
yeah, what a great investment. Congratulations. That's the way to do it. And it's so funny you say that because I tell people that all the time. They say, how do I get involved in real estate investing? Well, the easiest way is keep the house you have, rent it out, and buy a new one. That's the easiest way.
yeah, I mean, and that rental income is going to balance out, and whatever interest you pay also can potentially be tax write-off. I mean, there's lots of ways to look at it, but the chances of me getting a house like this when rates do drop, there's going to be a bidding frenzy on it. So
Right. You have a tremendous investment there too. Yeah. Congratulations.
thank you.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Anything that we left out? Anything you want to mention to these lovely people? Because we're just at about 23 minutes. So anything you want to mention to them?
I just want to say, I would really encourage somebody who's thinking about real estate as a career to make that move to really go all in on it. I think if part of my career, and I say this from experience, is I had very little children and other things going on, and baking and chocolate making, when I wasn't fully invested in real estate, right? It wasn't nearly as successful. When you go all in, and you really commit to it, that's where it becomes a career and not just a side hustle.
Right. Right. And you bring all you like your other talents that you have, baking, okay, and doing videos and all that. I have a lot of people tell me, well, I don't want to bring this in. And like I just interviewed a guy last week, Jay from Scotland. He used to be hip hop rap. I mean, the guy was good. He's got really good music. I'm like, I wouldn't be ashamed of that. I would pump that stuff out everywhere because it's cool. And you know what? You had a life before. Involve that life in your business too. Reach out to them. Tell them what you're doing now. So everybody, my little joke is everyone's a suspect in real estate, aren't they? All right, so awesome. Well, I just want to say, Nisreen, thanks for taking your time out today. This was awesome. Really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you and your s'mores in a couple of weeks.
S'mores, I got it. I'll write it down. We'll see you soon, Rick.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Take care.
See ya.